Welcome to the Lines in the Water podcast, a podcast where we talk about the ins and outs of saltwater fishing and saltwater tournament fishing. I am your co-host, Carlos A. Obregon, and I'm joined by my co-host, the Uncle Buck to my kids and our friends' kids, Captain Todd Wilson. And we're joined by Matt King of Hit Run Lures and Captain Gilbert Esquivel of Baffin Bay Outdoor Adventures. How's it going, fellas?
Good,
Great,
but I got
great.
a question.
Hello.
How can we both be co-host?
Oh, because two hosts. I'm a co-host and you're a co-host.
Or who's the host?
We're both hosts.
Both hosts.
That's why it's co-host. So how's it going, fellas?
Great.
Yeah? I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, there we go. So as we start every single podcast, when's the last time you guys went fishing, Matt?
Oh, probably about a month ago with Captain Gilbert.
Oh, that's awesome. Where'd you guys head to?
We were in Baffin,
Of course.
of course.
How'd you do?
That's my most favorite spot in the world.
Yeah. We talk a lot about Baffin, specifically in our podcast, because it's a great place.
It's a wonderful place.
It is.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
No,
Trophy
Yeah.
capital of the world.
Yep.
exactly.
In my eyes, other people might have other opinions, but
No, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah. No. I know we've talked to a guide out of Florida. What?
You're wearing the same shirt as me. It's just different color.
No shit.
How we said, co-host and co-host.
So we were talking to a couple guides, specifically one out of Florida, and she mentions that fish down here are just so much bigger, and they follow what we do here. Also, we had John Little, who's been fishing up and down the coast, all the Gulf Coast, all the East Coast, and all the West Coast, and he says that there's no better trout fishing than Baffin Bay.
I can see that.
It's
Definitely.
true. No,
It
it's
is
true.
very
It's, we have the best trout fishery as far as big trout are concerned. Period.
Absolutely, I believe so. We've also been getting comments on like our TikTok page where people are like, "No, we catch fish in Louisiana, but they're all small."
Yeah, they have a lot of fish. They're just not, the
Well-
size isn't there on average like it is here, I believe.
15, 16 inch.
Yeah.
I believe if you catch a 20-inch, that's a trophy down there.
So I don't know if you mentioned, but Matt has a new company where he's producing what I consider one of the best fishing lures on the market, if not the best. It's called Hit Run Lures.
Exactly.
So,
Hit Run Lures.
Hopefully we'll see them hitting the stores here soon. He's getting it amped up. He's got his website going. Are you selling them currently?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir,
Yeah,
we are.
we're
Okay.
selling the website's up and live.
So are y'all doing this together? The Hit Run Lures or?
I'm just his guide.
Oh, okay.
I'm part of the pro staff with him.
Okay.
But it's all on his own. I try to help him as much as I
Right.
can, but he lives in Houston. I live in Baffin, so I give him the fishing trip.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tell him what I need in my lures. We try to make something so everybody could enjoy what we're enjoying.
Well, it's good to, you're getting R&D on your lures.
I
too,
get a lot
you
of
know?
R&D.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
bring Gilbert anything. Well, I bring him a bag full of lures and tell him to fish.
Yeah, yeah.
And I get all the feedback from all the lures.
So, Carlos, hand him some of those lures down there, and let's talk about some of these lures, how he makes them, what kind of glitter he uses. I mean, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
So right now, for those that are listening on our audio podcast, right now he's holding a. Describe the color.
It's a pearl with a lime truce tail. It's got just a little bit of color shift in it. The tails have got a siren scales in it that is called Dawn. Gives it a little bit more flash, especially in the tail. I'm a big believer in making the tails have instead of them being just one color dimension, making quite a few color dimensions. Instead of just just a standard, chartreuse or lime truce or orange, it has a little bit more to it. Because when you're trying to look for that reaction, that reaction strike, they'll see that tail, especially this great big paddle tail that we have. They'll see that flash. All these lures, if they don't paddle right, or if they don't move back and forth, my lures, like I tell people, you can paint a black line down the middle of them, and when they swim, you'll see this whole bait move back and forth with the tail going back and forth.
Wow.
It's got a lot of action, and I can say I've caught as much as 20 to 30 fish on one lure.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're very durable. I mean,
Very
I've used
durable.
them.
Okay.
You gave me some. It's a great lure. And the tails don't come off.
No, they don't.
They do not come off. Different color tail doesn't come off. I love it.
So yeah, that's actually good. We're getting quick into the topics. Normally we just bullshit around for like 30 minutes.
Not us.
But so when, like for example, me, I've been fishing saltwater now. Let me get more accurate. Like seriously, for 2.5 years. Someone who's a novice getting into saltwater fishing, what do you look for in the quality of the lure? More like the material that it's made of. What makes it more durable than, say, your 99-cent a bag plastic?
Ooh, that's a big question. Okay. Your 99-cent bag has got the durometer of the plastic is probably really super hard.
Mm-hmm.
For our saltwater coast, we have toothy critters here, and they tear up these lures. I use what they call a saltwater blend. Takes a lot more abuse than what, let's say if I was using freshwater lures.
Right.
I can use a softer durometer. Durometer means the hardness.
Okay.
I can use a way softer. I can get more action out of it, but it's only going to last you 2 or 3 fish.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, some guys, they want that. They want as much action as possible, but they're not looking to save a lure. They're looking to catch a fish.
Right. Okay. So essentially, the harder you get, the less action you have.
Well,
So
the
it's-
harder you get, you have to work. It's kind of like you've got to get that perfect durometer. And I found working with a couple of companies, a few companies, that when I started doing dead-on plastics and their saltwater blend, it really is incredible. And I can change it by putting a hardener or a softener in it as well.
Mhm.
But they've got a great product.
Yeah.
Sounds like science to me. I believe I might have failed that class in school. I'm not sure.
Move it closer. There you go.
Move it closer.
Yeah, there you go. So and then on the color subject, what helps you determine what colors you're going to offer?
What my imagination can dream of.
Okay.
Now, everybody's got their own colors. And here lately, I've been hearing a lot of smack about colors.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we have.
So he's got some insight on colors, being he builds lures, right?
Right.
He makes lures.
And
He has some insight
I-
on
I-
colors.
you know,
He's done some research.
Most of these people that have been talking, I know personally, and I know what colors they like to use. Colors. Let me say that again. Colors.
Sounds like the movie.
Because, it's kind of like this. I can give you a clear lure. Let's see how many fish you actually catch. On clear days, it might be wonderful. But on other days, you need that color.
Right.
You need that darker color on that darker water. Or you need a lighter color on clearer water.
So essentially, it just basically comes out to what color you're confident with, in depending on the
Confident?
conditions.
Well, like John said, it's all in the confidence.
But explain colors a little bit, Matt. When a speckled trout sees a lure, what are they seeing?
Well, like we were talking earlier today, Todd likes a pink lure,
Pink and silver.
pink and silver, loves it. But on trout, they don't see the exact same way as humans do. They have a different color spectrum. Pink actually looks like silver to them. And trout have, actually, they are somewhat colorblind to red and green because it turns out that color is a muddy brown to them.
Also like plum with a green tail.
Yes. But it turns out trout can see colors. It's just not what you think.
Yeah,
A yellow can be a dark brown.
right.
A green can be a yellow.
Yeah, they're the cones. Their receptors are completely different. so-
Completely different.
Yeah.
Then when the sun's bright, makes a different color inside the water as well.
But never say the least, I can change them colors.
Hand him that other bag down there, Carlos.
I've got-
One to your right. To your right. No, the other bag. To your right. To your right.
Let me
Other
see.
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Other right. There you go.
Well, just, here I am. I'm going to start changing colors on people. Let's say I'm going to shoot, let's say even a clear color. And I'm going to put what they call color shift powder. And as you see the hue in here, it turns from a green to a purple.
Hmm.
And depending on if you mix it with a black, it even gives it a darker hue. It
Really?
has more to reflect. Now, you would think, well, I think I brought it, yeah. You would think a purple powder would turn purple. It actually turns blue.
Really?
Well,
I was thinking you were going to say black.
No,
Turns blue, huh?
It turns blue. And it's the
Ah.
most brilliant, beautiful blue you've ever seen
Oh, wow.
in your life. It's like glitter. How I can match a glitter with the different colors of that I'm using. And I've got, I don't know, probably 80 to 100 different colors on my shelves.
Wow. So you use different color glitter?
I use different color glitter for everything.
Mm-hmm.
As there's a bag that says keep or do not give away.
now for those of you that are listening on the audio podcast, go over to our YouTube. This video will be uploaded, and subscribe and punch that bell.
But no, I can use colors like marsh grass. It turns green and gold, depending on what angle the sun hits it. So if you wanted a really cool chicken of the sea, and you want it to flash red, green, and you want it to have a gold hue and a green tint, not a problem. And I can put a pearl bottom or a white bottom or laminate the colors to make them look just incredibly beautiful.
So that brings up a question for me.
Sure.
Let's say you have your colors that you're going to make and sell, package and sell, right? But you have somebody that goes, hey, you don't make this exact color, but I want you to make it. Are you going to be able to do that? Maybe upcharge them a little bit to make a custom color for them?
I can make customs.
Yeah.
But the only thing I will not do, I will copy a color, but I will make it
Yours.
my color.
Yeah. Get as close as you can.
Because I have a lot of respect for the people out there that have already made those colors, and I'm not going to step on them.
That's admirable.
Yes, sir.
I will make it, well, like I tell them, I'll make it better.
There you go. There you go.
Because, like I said, all these guys out here that made lures, they've got a right to some of those colors.
Yeah.
And I'm a total believer in it.
Yeah. So, Gilbert, I got a question.
Yes,
so,
sir.
You've been fishing with these lures for a while. How are you doing on them?
I'm doing great with them. We do have days, with the winds. We have, good days and bad days, but
Sure,
most of the
everybody
time we always catch good fish
Yeah.
with them. And I can't speak anything but the best for them right now.
So, you were actually talking about a trip you did recently
Yes, sir.
where you caught a nice trout over 30 inches.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
In December.
Real quick, because we got into it so quick. Can we get to know Gilbert?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Oh, well, I mean, you're talking straight fishing. I wanted to
Yeah, that's
interview
what we're
him like.
Oh, okay. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So, Gilbert, when's the last time you went fishing?
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Guiding?
No, sir. We were just scouting because the winds have been really strong here lately in Baffin. So that was one of the good mornings we had. So we went out there to go check it out, and we did really well. We fished the tie gauge area.
Okay. How'd you do?
We caught a little over 10 drum, and we caught 7 good trout between 18 and 20 inches.
Oh, nice. Very nice. So how long have you been guiding?
I've been guiding since 2010.
Okay. What inspired you to?
What inspired me to do it, I kind of been fishing all my life. I was, my mother was 8 months pregnant, and my dad and my mother went out fishing in Baffin. And my dad threw one rod and told my mom, hold it. And my dad was getting his other rod ready, and he threw that rod. And that time, the rod started going down on my mom, and my mom said, I knew you were going to fish because you just started kicking me in my wound nonstop. So
Whoa.
my mom actually went into pre-labor that night because I was so excited from, catching the fish. Well, she was holding. So that's kind of inspired me ever since I was a kid. And I love to see people smile when they catch a fish they think they can't catch. That's my best part of being a guide, is making sure they can catch something they never caught before.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. So what do you guide? Are you a full-time guide or?
I'm not a full-time guide, but my partner in the business, he is a full-time guide for us. I do have a real job. I work full-time home health. So I make sure I take care of that part first. I am the marketing director for the home health agency. So I'm very busy, but I try to do a lot of trips on the weekends and some trips during the week when we have it planned or they
Right.
book in time.
Well, that's awesome.
Yes, sir.
So now tell us about that 30-inch trout.
It's not me. It's him.
Oh, yeah. No, well, I'm looking at you because it's your conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was asking him about
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
he was telling me about it before we came on the air. They just recently went out, and I guess it was in December.
In December, we went
Busted
out.
a nice 30-inch trout.
And, we got off the boat, and I told the father and son, I said, here, this is the lures I like, and the hit and run lures. And he said, well, we have a different preference. We want to use this. I said, hey, it's y'all's trip. Y'all use what y'all want. And I said, would y'all like to follow me? And they spread out 20 feet apart from each other. And I'm like, wow, like, no problem. So I kind of went on my own. My first cast, 30-inch trout. Second cast, another trout. Third cast, redfish. Fourth cast, another redfish. Next thing you know, I look behind me, and the son and the father are behind my shoulders. They're saying, what can we do to catch fish like that? So I tell them, if you would put on one of these lures that I'm telling you, you'll do it.
You didn't tell them to hold their mouth right?
No, sir. I try to be respectful because sometimes some people get offended real easy. So I gave the dad one first, and first cast, 18-inch trout. The son was like, well, I gotta change with y'all. So he changed with us. He caught his trout, and about time you know it, within 30 minutes, they had their 3 trout each. They also released that day between the father and the son. They released 4 trout between 25 and 27 inches.
Nice day.
And since he
Yeah.
comes from Galveston, he said that was his personal best.
If y'all didn't hear it, that's Captain Gilbert Esquivel.
Thank you.
And how can we find you? If somebody wants to call you up and book a trip, how do they find you?
They can find me on Facebook under Captain Gilbert Esquivel, or they can go into our website to Baffin Bay Outdoor Adventures, and they can book a trip there as well.
There you go. And you're going to fish with Hit Run Lures.
All the
You want to
time.
book a wade fishing trip, he's the guy to do it with.
Yes, sir. And we also
Good.
do live bait as well. But my preference is wade fishing with lures. That's where I feel that we're going to catch that 30-inch trout.
Agreed. Nice. I like it.
Yes, sir. And Baffin Bay's my backyard. You know, sometimes I can go right across the boat ramp and catch 30-inch trout, or catch a good set of trout or redfish. Or sometimes we got to run down to the land cut.
And where
Just
do you
depends.
fish out of?
Mainly, we fish out of Baffin Bay, Rivera, Texas.
Rivera? Put in Rivera.
Yes, sir. We put in
gotcha.
Rivera. We do trips out in Corpus, but hauling the boat back and forth and all-day fishing,
Yeah.
sometimes it's not safe.
Yeah.
Coming back
It's
home,
a
'cause
long day.
you do fall asleep.
Yeah,
So I
it's a
preference
long day.
just to fish out of Baffin.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, Matt, where's that injector? Do you have it in the box? Or
Oh.
do you have it? Tell us about that. He brought this cool tool. I don't know what it is, but
That's what you inject to make the lures with, right?
When I'm injecting by hand and trying to make up colors without having to waste a lot of product, because my machine uses a lot of plastic. But this will allow me to laminate colors. She'll let me to single shot colors. And basically what I'll do is I'll have 2 cups of plastic, and plastic is actually looks like liquid, like milk.
Mhm.
Make it easy. And we have to heat the plastic up to 350 degrees. So it chemically changes. So it will solidify. Once we do that, we can pull, and then this is what the injector's for. You can pull all the product up into them. I can put my mixing block, which allows me to shoot 2 different colors and laminate them together. And once I do that, I go ahead and inject all my molds. And that's what this tool is actually used for. From AI, my son actually bought it for me.
well, thank you, son, right?
Yes, thank you, son, a bunch.
Yeah.
I've taken him fishing as well.
Yeah. Took my brother and my son.
Dropped off Matt on the side on the south shoreline,
Yeah.
and I told him good luck. I gave him my cousin to go hang out with him because I had to take care of his son. Not take care of, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
they
make
fished
sure
right.
you don't fish.
So I stayed on the boat with them to bait their hooks, take off the fish, measure them to make sure all that good stuff. And I texted him and I said, "Are you ready?" He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "We're done." I said, "We're done with our limits." And he said, "Well, I'm not done yet." And so we let him fish till about noon. And then the wind picked up in Baffin. If you ever fished in Baffin, you understand.
Yeah.
Anytime after 10 o'clock, sometimes on the summer, that wind's going to pick up to 25, 30.
Yeah, especially going back to Rivera.
Yeah, especially going
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
But thankful I have that Haney with the V-haul so I can break through them chops
Yeah.
and go right through it and be as comfortable as possible. Sometimes it gets rough still, but
Yeah, no, I've been so where the cabin used to be at, shooting up Compuerta, following that
yeah,
shoreline.
cat
over
head,
yeah,
cow gauge.
Toledo going over to Tide Gauge, and as soon as you come out of Cat Head,
You
that-
feel
the
that
water
south
drop-
shoreline.
yeah,
yes,
that
sir.
water drops, and if it's blowing anything over 13 mile an hour, it's 3 footers, 4 footers.
We were fishing a tournament this year, and we were fishing Cat Head area, and we had parked right there in Compuerta Pass because we were working that shoreline. And so we're like, you know what? Let's go down another place. And I'm like, yeah, guys, do y'all see the wind? They're like, don't worry. All I could see is white cap.
Mhm.
So we get in there, and man, I felt like I was in the ocean. It was probably 4 or 5 foot swells,
So you're
white
offshore,
caps
huh?
everywhere. You couldn't see the bar, you couldn't see anything, but water just coming off our face because there was nothing we can do about it. But we made it through there. But yeah, that spot right there gets very dangerous.
Yeah, Baffin get pretty sketchy.
And that day, someone did sink there in Tie Gauge Bar. The Coast Guard helicopter had to go out there and assist.
Oh,
them.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
because 21-foot capsized. A lot of water started going in, so it's very dangerous, especially in Baffin. I try to tell people, you need to know where the rocks are because when the water's lower, the tide's lower, the rocks are not where they used to be. They're lower, so you're gonna hit.
Them easily.
And so a lot of people, they call me, be like, "I should have believed you." There you go.
I was
Too late.
I was fishing in Badlands one time, waiting, and saw a boat. They obviously didn't know where they were going. They just started flying across the Badlands. And next thing you know, it looked like the motor was going to fly off the boat. It was loud. I'm like, oh, there's bad day for them, bad day for them. So, Matt, if anybody wants to buy Home Wrecker lures, when are they available for sale? When can they buy them? How do they go about doing it? How do they contact you? All that.
You can go through the webpage.
What's the website?
Website is www.hitrunlures.com.
Easy enough. Hitrunlures.com.
That's what fish do.
That's right.
That's what fish do. Yes, sir.
I like
And
that
to be
name.
honest with
Yeah.
y'all, we made that name on our boat.
Yeah.
It was Matt, his brother, and his son, and we were talking about names, and we talked about it. His brother's the one that said hit and run lures. I was all, that's what fish do. And Matt said, I like that.
I like that.
Remember that day?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good name.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
great name.
So tell us, what inspired you to come up with that design?
This is probably a long story.
That's okay. Let's hear it.
We
We
like
got some
All right.
Thankfully, it's a podcast. We don't have time limits.
Well, back in the beginning when I first got into lures, yes, it was with a different company. And we designed a smaller type, basically same, but it just didn't do the job. And with me being I'm a rotating equipment planner and specialist. I said, I can design one that will do so much better than this. And I sat down and I started to draw one out and thinking of, how am I going to get that tail to fold? What's the hydraulics in it? And what is it going to take to make it fold? And did a few calculations and I figured it out. And I come up with a great drawing, and it's all about how the lure is and how it balances. The weight's got to be right. It can't be, the top has to be almost exactly what the bottom weighs. It's got to be balanced lure. But yeah, that's what kind of really made me want to do something better. And that's what I did.
So why the curled paddle tail?
Hmm?
Why the curled tail?
Why the curled tail?
Yeah. Why did you design it that way? Because most of your paddle tails
Are all straight.
yeah, straight.
That's a secret.
I could tell you this.
Action.
You actually
more action.
have more
Action.
play, and you can feel that
There's a
lure.
lot of action, but
Yeah.
to how to do it, that's a
Well, yeah,
secret.
no, not how to do it, but like what inspired you to change the?
To make it curved
Yeah.
instead of flat.
Why did you decide? to
Actually, when back then that was back in the very beginning of the other company. And that was between me and another guy.
But you can feel that vibration
Yeah.
on that lure or any of the
I'm not going
lures.
to take total credit on all that, but
Let me see that bag of lures, will you?
this is everything that is my template for all of them that I've made here. But if you one side folds at a different pressure,
So I'm gonna stand up and put some of these in front of the camera so
Yeah,
they
yeah,
can see
yeah.
them.
So, again, if
These
you-
will-
yeah,
Yeah.
put the tail up close so they can see how it. Yeah, you can see how it curls.
now
Yeah,
See how
so
the
down there.
right there?
Yeah.
The other side. And what's the length?
they're 4-inch and 5-inch.
Yeah, 5-inch lure. I prefer a 5-inch lure myself.
So it's funny because I was good friends with a guy named Ralph Wade. I don't know if you've ever heard of Ralph Wade before, but he used to be on I believe it was the 1440 radio station, and did the fishing report every week for years. And he also won the trout tournament on the beach like 7 years in a row, and they asked him to quit fishing it. He
Yeah.
was good friends with Billy Sandifer. Anyway, so I was friends with Ralph, and one of the things he used to tell me, I would go to the nursing home and visit him, and I'd take him fish and shrimp. He had a kitchen in his nursing home, so he could cook stuff, right? And every time I'd see him, first thing he'd say is, "Tell me a fishing story." And then
Tell me
before
a
I
fishing
left,
story.
every time before I left, he'd go, "Big bait, big fish." That's what he'd always tell me. Big bait, big fish.
That's why I like to throw that 5-inch. I have a
So-
lot more confidence in that
Yeah, so-
5-inch.
Billy and I had a conversation, Billy Sandifer and I, and he told me, he said that Ralph actually taught him how to trout fish on the beach. He said he was strictly a shark fisherman. And he goes, he ran into Ralph on the beach one time, and they started talking, and he asked Ralph if he would teach him how to catch trout in the surf, and Ralph taught him. So that's pretty solid.
Yes, very solid. And surf fishing's not easy.
No.
Oh, come on now.
A lot more variables. I mean, you have waves, you've got, probably more wind, you know.
There's a place in
Sharks.
Galveston. Yes, there's
I was
sharks
gonna
out
say
there.
there's sharks. I don't deal with that. Not waiting.
There's a place out in Galveston that I used to take people. And matter of fact, anybody can go. That's at the end of the seawall. I'd wait out to the second bar, and on some days could get out to the third. And people, we would catch 200 trout a day. And that was one right after another.
Yeah. I'll take
You
my
would see the
chances in the
schools
Laguna.
coming through.
Me too.
I'll take my chances
You-
in Laguna.
It's-
I'm not going to be bait in Laguna. I might be bait fishing on the beach.
But you can see the schools coming through. You got seagulls all over the top of you. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. That's fun to do. I used to do it. I haven't done it in years, but it's fun to fish on the beach.
Oh, it's fun.
I do plan to try out the new Bob Hall Pier.
Do you?
Yes, sir. I do want to try that. I
Yeah.
did talk to some of my friends and say when they do open, let's plan a day and let's just go out there.
I've never fished off Bob Hall Pier.
I haven't fished there since I was 15 years old.
Really?
That's where I got my biggest start.
Oh, yeah?
Was Bob Hall Pier.
Bob Hall Pier. Yeah.
Me and believe it or not, Rocky from
Oh, yeah.
Royce.
Rocky from Royce, yeah.
Me and Rocky used to fish together as kids.
Yeah, nice.
What?
They would use telephone poles
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I had a
They'd use telephone poles.
to get it out there.
724 Harrington with a pin squitter, and he'd have his, and we would chunk them off and see who could cast the furthest or the get closest to the guy on the surfboard. Y'all didn't hear that, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, they would use 10-ounce weights to get them out there.
Yeah.
No.
I was about to ask too, like 200 trout a day. I mean, what
That's easy.
Was it
I mean,
was it who was a president? Roosevelt?
no, buddy.
Roosevelt? Theodore?
I'll tell you what. This, if you want, I'll take you out there this spring, and we'll go out there when that water gets a little bit warmer, and then those fish start schooling up. I'm not kidding you.
Even to this day?
To this day,
Yeah, because I mean, I hear a lot of stories of
You do realize
Gentlemen.
fish breed, right?
yeah, but I hear stories
But-
like gentlemen
yep,
that are
yep.
considerably older than me that talk about how
Oh my God, I'm the oldest one in this room.
what. Okay, so I talked to this. I sold this house, and I represented the buyer and the it was for sale by owner. And I got to meet the gentleman, and when we were under contract, and anyway, long story short, I meet him there to open up the house, and we start talking, and I see a boat, and I was like, "Oh, is this your boat?" He's like, "No, I don't fish anymore." And then we started talking about fishing. He used to take a aluminum John boat from the Bluff all the way to Baffin. You know, you're talking like in 1950s. So he's like, I don't fish anymore because it's not fun anymore. I remember the days where I used to go and put 200 trout in the boat and come back and sell it.
Wasn't a limit back then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
size or amount.
Yeah. So that's why, because you don't hear of people catching, at least I don't.
If you get out there and you get on that second bar, and if you're not throwing soft plastic that day, or you want to just throw mirror lures, MR51s, and go with the old antique colors of orange and gold, or purple and gold, or green and gold, it's on. It is on.
So back as a kid in Baffin, we used to fish on the South Shoreline, and we would catch 15, 20, 30-inch trout. We didn't know back then what we know now, and we would have ice chests full of them, but there wasn't a limit of how many trout you can keep back then.
There's a tale telling how old I am. All you people that was out there with waders and boots and all that, back when I was a kid, there was a pair of cut off blue jeans
Not Wranglers,
and a Levi's. No,
550s,
550s.
hell, I don't know.
or
They're
button
rustlers.
or button ups.
We
The 501.
we go out there and we'd be waiting all the places. We just park the car, hop out, and go.
Converse sneakers with your styrofoam hat.
No styrofoam hats.
We used to buy those back then. I think they were like $10 plastic waders you should put over your
Yeah.
shoes.
Yes,
Those were
used
the
quite a
number
few of
one
those.
favors. You get a hole in it. Don't worry, we'll put a patch from a tube.
Yeah,
Put it on there, and it worked for a little bit.
But nowadays, yeah, I'm that same guy. I have to wear a pair of waders every time I go out. People think it's funny because it's hot weather and all that, but still, being a transplant patient, I have to
Yeah.
take a little bit more care.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Probably not a bad idea for all of us, really, but I don't do it, but it's probably not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
In the summertime, there's 1 or 2 months out of the summer that I won't wear waders, but most of the time I just wear waders because when I get back to the boat, I want to be comfortable when I'm filleting fish because I don't want to feel
Be
all
dry,
sticky
yeah.
and itching because that salt water itches.
Oh yeah.
So that's my preference on that. But just 2 months maybe out of the year, I won't use my waders. But most of the time, I have my waders on because them jellyfish in Baffin, there ain't no joke. Especially when they go
I'm the opposite.
go in your pants and they wrap around and you just feel the stinging from the top to the bottom. It ain't fun.
If I don't have to wear waders, I don't wear them.
Yeah.
I'm the complete opposite.
I wear pants though. Like I wear these like
Fishing
I
pants.
wear-
I
Yeah,
don't-
they
wear
block
fishing
they
pants.
block the jellyfish.
I'm board shorts all the way.
so let's touch on another one of our topics since we've got
Please,
two experts.
I'm not an expert. I'm just been fishing for a long time. I'm not a professional fisherman. I'm just the guy who's been fishing since he was probably 10 years old, and I grew up in Corpus Christi. And
That's when Roosevelt was the president.
that's right.
Theodore,
Theodore.
the first Roosevelt.
I fished enough in my life to where I'm comfortable in catching just about any type of fish.
Heck yeah. So we've got both experts here. I'm still gonna takes time to become an expert. Now, if you ask
You know-
Todd,
You know my definition of an
good,
expert.
you got
Yeah.
everybody knows Todd's definition of an expert.
What is it?
An X is a has been, and
Uh-huh.
a pert is a little less than a squirt.
That's right.
love it. That's a good one.
So, retrieve speed. How do you adjust your retrieve?
It all depends what the water's doing.
Explain.
So we have a rough day where we have a little bit of tide. Well, Baffin doesn't have tide, but we have wind tide. So if that water's howling, I'll slow my retrieve down a little bit. If it's calm, sometimes I'll go a little bit faster so they can see it, because my best of luck has been when I have a little bit of wind. Dead still, yes, it's great, but not all the time.
See, like talking to Todd, like Todd hates
I
FAC.
hate dead still.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't particularly care for it.
I need
Water's
that,
clear, so clear. I mean, fish can see every piece of bait moving
Yes,
in the
they
water.
can.
and they can see you as
They're
well.
cautious. They could see you. Everything spooks them. It's just not my favorite time to fish. Will I go fish in it? Hell yeah, I will. But I'd rather go when there's a little bit of wind, like
Yes,
he's
sir.
saying.
And that's when I go to different colors as well, because a lot of times we have bait in the area. Sometimes we don't have bait in the area. So a lot of people say, well, there's no bait, there's no fish. Not necessarily, because there's rocks that we have in Baffin. So a lot of times the fish stay there because the bait fish are on that rocks, eating barnacles, eating whatever. We can't see it, but they can. So that's what I like to target a lot of my
You've
species.
got, there's a lot of grass, there's potholes. I mean, there's structure, there's,
Yeah, and that's definitely
does finding bait increase your chances? Yes, but it doesn't mean there's not fish there.
Yes, sir.
So, your lure, would you say because I know there's some tattletales that you have to have a speed for it
To be honest, with those, the slowest retrieve's probably your best retrieve, because you're going to get those more of the strikes, or more of the hits of the fish. Now, a lot of times when you move it too fast, me personally, you don't get those strikes, or that fish is not interested in that. They're like, well, there it goes, but they're not interested. So when you slow it down and you just kind of just twitch a little bit, that lure does its color in there, does everything it's supposed to, and that trout says, or the redfish, you know what, I want that. Boom, they go hit it.
I like Todd's way.
what's that?
Which way?
I love bacon. You thought I
So
forgot about
I got to
that.
tell that story, right? So Adrian and Cammy called me up. Both of her sons wanted to fish in a tournament, and the tournament was supposed to be one guide and one kid, and it was a pro kids tournament that Jeff Austin was actually producing back in the day. And so she called me and asked me if I would take her youngest son, Ryland. And Ryland was probably, I don't know, 12 or 13 years old. And I had been fishing the Oak Motts down in Mansfield and waiting in there and just catching really good trout. And this was a trout tournament. But the kid had to catch their own fish, right? They couldn't weigh in a fish they didn't catch. So we get out of the boat and, I put the lure on for him, jig head and all that. And we're wade fishing. And I am catching trout after trout after trout. And finally I look over and I can hear him singing and making noises. And he's got his rod with his lure swinging in the air in circles and stuff.
My kind of
And
kid.
I go, Rylan, get over here. And he comes trotting over and I go, do you want to win this tournament? If you don't want to fish, then we'll just go back. We just had a nice boat ride for the day, I guess. He's all, no, I want to win. I said, okay, then listen to me. I said, cast out. And I said, do the same thing I do. And I go, I love bacon. I love bacon. I love bacon. He started doing it again. He had a little cadence going at that point, and boom, first cast out doing it, he caught a trout. Well, he ends up winning, I think he got third place in the tournament.
It's awesome.
Believe it or not, I use that a lot. I teach kids that,
Yeah.
and it just
It was actually, I
It
like
works.
bacon, but love works too.
like I love bacon.
I do too.
But truthfully, the lures, they're as easy to work as just reeling them. The
Yeah.
tail and the body are going to do a lot of the work for you.
So Aaron Salazar and I went fishing with these lures at one time, and he literally was just casting out and reeling them straight in. We were on the drop off of the tide gauge bar when the tide was up,
Mhm.
and we were knocking them in the head, and literally it was just cast out and reel them in slow, and bam.
And I've got another buddy who will just reel the crap out of them, and I mean just smash them. I think he's hitting a fish, but that's what he likes.
Yeah.
and what he believes in.
I think,
And they're durable. I mean, you can use almost any method, and the lure is going to work for you.
oh no, the lures last. They're definitely durable.
I mean, I've reeled them up on top water and make them be just like a top water lure, but I'm reeling as fast because that tail is going to go as fast as what you're reeling.
So to me, what I have found over the years, it seems as if trout, if you're trout fishing, they will hit lures at different times, at different depths, and different speeds. So I throw on the color I feel that I need to fish that day, and I will start off with a slow retrieve, work it slowly, and then if I'll do that 40, 50 times, and if they're not hitting it, then I speed it up a little bit. You know what I mean? And then if they're not hitting that, I speed it up and find the strike zone
Yep.
and what they're hitting.
Because sometimes
So-
they might hitting on the drop. They
Yeah.
might be hitting on the pickup.
It just depends,
When I'm out there, I'll fish it. I mean, I'm the type of person that throws it out, and I'm working pop, 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 and then reel and pop, 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 and bounce it off the bottom, pop, 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 pop. That's what I enjoy.
Mhm.
Not everybody enjoys that.
Yeah. And I'll change my cadence also.
And then, yeah.
I do change my cadence up.
I do too. Depends where I'm fishing. If
Yeah.
I'm fishing rock structure, I'm going to pop, pick it up so it doesn't get stuck.
Mhm.
Pop, pop, pick it up. And usually, like I said, on the drop or the pickup, they're going to hit. So
Right.
when it's mud, I like to slowly drag it off the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
I'll do and a lot of people think it's weird, but I'm going to tell you right now, it works. A lot of times I'll pull my rod and then reel back, pull my rod,
yes, sir.
because you get that flutter and then the drop,
Yep.
and then the flutter back up and the drop, and then the flutter back up, and the drop. And that seems to work real well
It
for me
does.
a lot.
I
I've
like to
even
do that
used
a
them
lot.
as just dragging them.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm just trying to catch flounder.
That's what I'm talking about. I pull
That
it,
Just
side.
pull the rod,
until I get
and then
that.
reel back, and pull the rod, and
And
reel
as soon
back.
as that flounder, you don't want to hit them like everybody makes the big mistake of, oh, I got a tug. It's something to call on, and I'm going to rip it out of their mouth. That's what happens every time they don't catch that flounder.
Mhm.
Give them a few seconds, 30 seconds,
Yeah.
and then put the hammer on them.
That's exactly why I caught that flounder that day. I caught my first slam.
It's incredible. That flounder's incredible feeling, right?
Yeah, dude. No, the flounder was my second fish. I caught the red. The red was the third one, but I was fishing the meadows on the drop off, and I was reeling in really slow because I wanted to go on the bottom, but I guess I was going too slow, and I was dragging the bottom, and all of a sudden I was like, oh,
Mhm.
I've got grass. Okay. Keep on reeling, keep on reeling, keep on reeling, and all of a sudden I feel in my rod bends. I'm like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were stuck in grass.
That grass is alive.
Bring it up, and there it was. After that, I had caught a 15-inch trout, and then I caught that flounder. Then I packed up real fast. I had to go. I had to go back home in about an hour. I had about an hour left before I decided I was going to go back home. And I said, screw it. Got in my boat, ran over to shallows, put the power pole down, got off, started wading in shin deep water. And there was my red.
Did you have a net?
No,
It's much harder to land a flounder without one, isn't it?
Oh, dude.
But you know what? You landed it, so you deserved it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I ate that flounder.
If you don't have a net in Baffin, more than likely you're not going to bring home a fish. They're a little bit.
Nets are for butterflies.
I don't use a net.
You don't use a net either.
I haven't used
Yeah.
a net in years.
I don't.
Guess who taught me how to saltwater
I like
fish?
to grab them.
Hey,
you know?
I pick on people. I'm like, oh, are you out here catching butterflies? Or
Yeah. So most of the time,
My
like,
reply would be, I don't lose a fish.
yeah. You know what mine would be?
What's that, buddy?
If you had to use a net, you didn't deserve it.
Oh, bullshit. Use my language.
I love to grab them, but I just like to get them close where they open that yellow mouth, and I just
I
love to
carry
grab them and
pair
pick it
of
up. It's just
bokas,
a feeling that's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. I like,
That's what I
like
tell
holding
everybody. I'm
fish.
messing with them.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
It's been a great.
Fellas,
it's been
yeah, it's actually
enjoyable.
about that time already.
yeah, I know.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
I told
So-
Matt earlier, I said, you're going to be surprised how fast 45 minutes goes by. It goes
Actually,
by
we're
quick.
already at the 50-minute mark.
Oh, are we?
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about you guys, how they can get a hold of you, how people can get the lures, how they can get in contact with you.
I do have lures for sale as well. They're also hit and run lures. They can contact me on Facebook, or they can look me up on our website, Baffin Bay Outdoor Adventures. Also, my partner in Baffin Bay Outdoor Adventures is Captain Charlie Barrera. If y'all want to reach out to him as well. So whatever y'all like to do, we're here for you.
Awesome. And phone number?
My phone number is 361-522-8496. Charlie's phone number is 361-720-0417.
Man, that's a really good friend of yours. You actually memorized his number.
Yeah.
We have to, we work together very closely, and we have to know each other's phone numbers, because a lot of times we don't have time to text. We don't have time. Somebody's calling, like, I need an answer. I need this. Call my partner, see what he can do for you.
Awesome.
But I'm usually the one that takes care of all the bookings for the company, but sometimes he's more behind the scene. He's just tell me when I got a fish, and this is what we're going to be catching today. So he's a good guy.
All right.
There you go.
We'll bring him out here next time we ever get a chance to come back.
Phone number one more time.
Phone number 361-522-8496. That's mine. Charlie's phone number is 361-720-0417.
Awesome. And Matt?
You can get the lures at www.hitrunlures.com. Phone number is 713-775-5432. And it's on the webpage as well.
Awesome. So whenever somebody orders a lure, you're shipping within 2-3 days, 5 days?
Within 2 or 3, depending on what size the order is, and how much time I have available to be in the shop.
Right. Okay. So is there any other place that people can get the lures other than with you?
Right now, no, there's not.
Okay. Awesome.
So my suggestion is, if you have your favorite color, order a whole bunch.
Yes.
Order a whole bunch.
I'll be
That way you
more-
don't have to keep ordering every week. Order a whole bunch.
We do have a variety of colors right now. We have about 6-7 pounds of lures right now. I am local, so if anybody, Corpus, Flower Bluff, want to meet with me or I meet with them, I'm more than happy to travel to deliver for the lures, just so they can try it.
So we actually have audience all the way from England.
Awesome.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm not delivering there.
What's wrong? You don't want to go to England?
I don't like to leave Baffin too much.
Our biggest, of course, our biggest listeners are from here, Texas. Second is Florida.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hello
So-
to all our Florida audience. Appreciate y'all.
And go to hitrunlures.com
Yes, sir.
and
Baffin Bay Outdoor Adventures.com.
Adventures.com. Gilbert, Matt, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank
It was a
you.
lot of fun.
Thank you
Enjoyed
so
it.
much.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
invitation.
Appreciate you sharing knowledge about lures and you about. We
Yes,
enjoyed it.
I still know how to fish too.
That's another story we got to
Hey.
talk
Well,
about.
you shared stories about
Ask your
fishing too.
partner. Ask your partner.
So one quick
Yeah, go ahead.
story.
Yeah, go ahead.
just recently when me and Matt were fishing, we were trying different lures that he had brought so we can try out. And I'm catching fish left and right. I don't want to talk, but I said, "Hey, buddy, what do you catch?" I'm just enjoying watching you catch fish with our lures.
What a partner.
It was just me and you that day.
Yeah, but your partner was fishing with me one day, that first day.
Oh yeah.
That was when Brad and Michael, my son, come out. And
That's
my brother goes.
that's my cousin. His name is Eloy Hernandez, another wonderful fisherman.
And I jumped out of the boat, and my brother said I was fishing, and I just looked around, and you're a half a mile away from us. I said, "Oh my God, that was quick." And so at that time, I was fishing the Pearl, and I forgot what he was. I ain't gonna mention names. Let's just put it that way. And he was fishing, and I was busting them fish left and right. And I finally pulled up one that was pretty close to 30 inches with him. And I looked over him. I said, "Want to put that hit run lure on instead of that such and such?"
Yeah.
He said, "No, I'll stay with what I got." And then about 10 minutes later, he goes, "Hey, let me have one of them lures."
I would have done the same thing because if
Hey.
you're catching fish, I want to catch fish as well.
When in Rome.
Yeah.
You
It
know?
was the Romans.
That's exactly right.
That was his first lesson to me when he took me wading for the very first time.
When in Rome.
It was the
Somebody's
Romans.
catching fish. You
At
fish
least they
with
didn't
their
go
fish.
drop
Oh,
you
yes.
off and
Oh,
say,
yes.
"We'll come back for you in a minute," and
Yeah.
go down 2 miles and can't see the boat.
Just one thing about people ask me about where's my church. I said it's out there in that water.
Yep.
You know, I got a saying about that. The good Lord would rather have me in Baffin Bay
Amen.
thinking about him catching big trout than sitting in a pew thinking about catching big trout.
Amen.
That sunrise in Baffin, it's just incredible.
You know,
Especially when there's a little bit of fog and that sun is trying to peep out, but it's can't. And you just see that light coming down to you. And I just pray to him and say, "Thank you for everything you've done for me."
yep.
And to the good fight that our partner was fighting a ways back about desal, think what we're giving up. You hear all these stories that we've been telling. One day it may not be there. I hope not.
I'm
But-
with you.
Me too.
Uh,
I hope not either, because Baffin Bay is getting directly hit. Alazan, Drum Point area. We got 2 different
Corpus
creeks
Christi
coming
Bay.
in, Corpus Christi Bay,
Yeah.
and it's scary. It's very scary.
It's
Because
scary.
the next generation might not have the privilege of catching fish or the size of fish that we did.
Yeah, that's very true.
Agreed.
Yeah, we were pretty big in fighting the desal, but we had to back off a little.
Well, I understand. Clearly understand.
I'll
But-
tell you what, though, we opened up a lot of eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
You open up my eyes.
They
I
need to
did-
stay open.
Yep,
That's all I got to say about it. Well,
fellas. it was
Thank
great
you,
getting
everybody.
to know.
Thank
have
you.
A,
Thank you.
have a great rest of your week and
And
tight lines.
Tight lines.
I lied to y'all.